What's going on, Badger Nation? One thing everybody talks about is the relationship between paid on Amazon and organic on Amazon. Today I talked to Daniel from Quiverr about that very topic. Let's jump in. So one of the things I think about a lot is like the relationship between paid sales and organic sales, like paid optimization and organic optimization, because I think it's really helpful to like give people these sort of benchmarks. Like in general, what have you found the like relationship in revenue, like the amount of revenue that comes from organic versus the amount of revenue that comes in from paid for a single store? What do you generally find is like the relationship, like the size of paid sales and the size of organic sales?
So I think it's because of the way ads drive organic sales. And so basically the two biggest drivers on any search query for your organic rank are going to be detail page views and sales, right? So essentially how many clicks you have on a search query and how many sales you have with that search query. So ads are nice because they enable you to get those top of the fold impressions to start, and since Amazon's treating them organically, you're giving yourself an opportunity to increase your clicks onto those detail page views for that search query and increase the sales, right? Having those above the fold impressions. So that's like one major factor that you really have to factor in when you're doing your ads, especially for net new products. So typically, a net new product, you're going to have 90% of your sales are ads driven and 10% are probably going to be organic. Over time, like once you actually hit that mature time and, everything is ranking, your ads are profitable and you're actually making money. Typically, the goal is to have that ads driven number be 10% and basically your organic should be 90%. So you really want that inverse. And so it's all about, just being comfortable with the fact that yes, you are going to put 90% of your sales, they're going to be ads driven, but it's within 10, right? So, you're going to be focusing on these unbranded ads search terms, which overall is going to help lead to an increase in sales once you rank organically.
Yeah. It's almost like two engines, because every once in a while I'll meet an Amazon store owner that will say, hey, I want you to manage PPC ads. And then there's no organic optimization.
Yeah.
So it sounds like what you're saying is people better have the foot on the gas for paid and the foot on the gas for organic at all times.
100%. And you have to understand that there's a direct relationship between the two of them. And so that's really where the value comes in, right? You can't have one without the other. And so it's important to be focused on both.
What do you think are those activities that people should be doing on a regular basis for organic optimization?
Yeah. So one is obviously going to be your ads. As well, you want to make sure your listing adds traffic to a listing and it's not optimized. You're in a way, kind of hurting yourself. You're wasting money essentially, right? So you want to make sure you have as many product photos as you can, right? You want to make sure they're relevant and you got to like look at what your competitors are doing, right? So if you sell, a water bottle, search water bottle and see what the top listings have, right? They probably have a bunch of photos. They might have some lifestyle images. They might have some sizing images. So, water bottle and you kind of see the comparison, that way you can negate the potential for negative reviews if they think they're going to get this huge water bottle, but it turns out it's small, it's a water bottle, right? So all those things are working in conjunction. Then you also have your title and your bullet points, right? Let's say I have a gluten-free protein bar, that should be in the title, because if I'm running ads to a gluten-free, the search query gluten-free protein bar, and that's in the title, which is going to show up in your sponsored products ad campaign, you're going to have a better chance for converting in that search query than if it was not listed anywhere, right? That's your customer is going to buy your product based on your reviews, your title, your product photos, and then it's going to start going down to bullet points, and it's going to go down to EBC, customer making down there. So you want it to take as many, go out to this and put those key phrases in there that customers are searching for, and the same ones that you're putting in your ad campaigns.
So many great tips right there. And the first one segues into the last thing that I wanted to ask you about, which is paid traffic as a driver of organic sales. Now I'm going to ask, I think, a heated question among a lot of people that do and live on Amazon, which is this statement or the sentiment of amateurs chase low ACOS. if you want to scale, you need to go break even or just under that, a few points under that. So this is a sentiment that some people follow very strongly. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I am definitely on the focus of ads are used as a tool to drive your organic rank, because at the end of the day, your organic sales are going to far surpass your ads driven sales.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So focusing on a tight ROI, or the highest ROI possible, sometimes you can have a race to the bottom situation where you're not getting the ad impressions that you want because it's too expensive on your margin, but now you're not getting any top of the fold impressions, and overall, like, yes, you can be maybe profitable, but you're not reaching that next level at that point. I know I work with some brands. I've got one of the better seller protein bars. Companies kind of selling on Amazon right now, and we spend a ridiculous amount of money on ads, and my A costs are very high, especially on the search terms that I want to rank on. And the reason for that is I know that these ads-driven sales make up a small percentage of their overall revenue, but I know that keeping a higher A cost and making sure that on first or second or third organic for a term like protein bars, where there's 1 million searches per month, has more value to me than getting a 10% A cost, and all of a sudden my ad spend is cut by more than half. Does that make sense?
Perfect sense.
Yeah.
Awesome, Daniel. I think we got a good little video on organic and paid linking up together. For sure.
Awesome.
I love that.